You're welcome back. This is Upfront. In just after the Supreme Court ruled on the very matter to do with whether the first deputy speaker of Parliament can vote. After that, the minority in Parliament has been extraordinarily interested in Quorum matters.
No, whether presiding speakers, deputy presiding speakers, yes, any of them, and in the absence of the speaker.
I was about introducing you.
Yes.
Yes, because my guest today in studio is the man who's been leading the charge recently, leading the minority to reject government business, including loans that will serve your interests as a people. So today, we are asking the question whether they are acting in the interest of they and their perhaps parochial interest or in the national interest by the very actions they've been putting up in Parliament. But just so you get it right, I'm sure many of you may know him. Roxon Nelson, he has Eche and Kwame in his name too. Dafiamepo is my guest. He's a member of Parliament. You understand the Others Committee in Parliament too?
Yes.
Yes, that's interesting too. Yes, so he will be joined soon by the Member of Parliament for Asante Achim, who is Andy Kwame Apiakubi. He'll also be part of this conversation, stating the case of why the majority always seems to be the losers in recent case, when they are in the majority anyway. So, Honorable, you're welcome.
Thank you, my brother.
I hope you are doing well today.
Yes, and very good evening.
Yes.
Late afternoon, early evening to my people in South Nine.
Okay.
Peki, Bali, Kwevet, Tongo.
Okay, your people very much appreciate your leadership.
Customarily, I do that.
Yeah, of course, you have to greet them so that they may find the need to take you back to Parliament. But there's a question, though, since you started with your people. Yes. Every single action of yours in Parliament, do you do it for them?
Yes, with them in mind.
Really?
Yeah, with them in mind. Because
do you regularly consult them?
I interact with them every day.
When do you hold your fora for consultations with these?
I do consultations every 3 months.
Every 3 months?
Yes. That's quarterly.
Yeah, so you meet your party members or you meet everybody in the...
I mean the community.
Everybody.
But aside from the quarterly meetings, which are called the town hall meetings, I do what we call social media engagements.
Oh, okay.
We have large groups of people who are able to participate with the discourse on social media.
Oh, that's interesting.
They tell you things that they think you should take up in Parliament. They tell you things that they think is in their interest. So every day you are guided.
When there's a major vote in Parliament, do you consult them?
In fact, they will tell you.
E-levy.
In fact, they have been telling me
what to do.
What to do.
Really?
Yes.
So your recent arresting of government business in Parliament,
yes,
have they been telling you to do the same too?
Yes. They said, well, if the Supreme Court has decided that it should pay attention to Quorum now, don't take it lightly.
Really?
Yes.
Was that really the decision of the Supreme Court?
Yes.
Or is your interpretation?
It's not my interpretation. I have the decision right here.
Yes, but I mean, what you take out of a decision. So let me get this straight. Why is it that prior to this decision, I did not see you raise the same level of concern about Quorum like you are doing now?
Well, we have been raising Quorum before.
I get you, yes.
Quorum,
yeah.
But sparingly.
Yeah.
But the Supreme Court...
Because you have no business in obstructing government business.
No, that's not obstruction.
We'll come to that point, but yes, you are making a Supreme point.
So I want you to retract that.
Forgive me. I mean,
it's not obstruction.
It's not obstruction. Yes.
The Supreme Court...
You're basically stopping government business from happening.
No, at all. The Supreme Court has actually said that we must be careful. And let me quote the line.
Okay.
Let me quote the line. If you go to page 19 of the judgment, it says in the penultimate paragraph, it says that it is designed. They are speaking of Quorum. Yeah. If you give me the time, I'll go back and read the whole paragraph.
No problem.
Okay. So it says Quorum is designed, in effect, to prevent a minority of the members of Parliament from proceeding to decide a matter with binding legal effect. Did you hear this?
I get your point. Yeah.
Yes. So they are saying that we must be careful we don't downplay Quorum. Because if you don't raise Quorum, you are placing yourself in a situation where you have minority of members of Parliament make a decision that will have binding effect for the entire country.
Interesting.
So yes, I'm not speaking. That's the Supreme Court. A minority doesn't mean NDC minority or MPP majority, but just a fewer number of persons.
You disagree with this, what they call it, position, right?
I don't.
You agree with the position?
Yes, for this is legitimate, this is legal.
You agree with the entirety of the ruling?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not
Okay,
at all.
that's interesting.
Yes.
Yes, I needed that clarified.
Yes.
Now, we'll be coming to why this is particularly important now. Yes. Honorable Andy Apiakobi, how are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
How is the people of Asante Achim doing?
They're doing very well.
Yeah,
I just visited them over the weekend.
Yeah.
After our elections to congratulate them, and they're doing very well.
Now, there's a question that's always been on my mind. I'll ask him the same question. When you're making decisions in Parliament, when you're voting on a matter in Parliament,
yes.
When you're raising a matter in Parliament, is it with consultation? Is it directly because the people from Asante Achim have asked you to do so?
Thanks to ICT, now we are always in communication. So there are various platforms that I belong and platforms that my constituents are also on. So the views of constituents are shared on various platforms. So we are constantly in touch with them. Again, during recess, we go back and we consult with them. We discuss what we have done in Parliament, and we also get their inputs, and even sometimes even forecast into what is likely to happen in Parliament and get their views thereon.
So when there's a big issue like the issue of e-levy, did you consult your people?
Of course. Sometimes you flag it on the various platforms to, mobilize, elicit positions they would take. That's the guide. Sometimes you consult with also opinion leaders in the community. And
you mean your party members there?
Not necessarily, but members within the community. For example, you consult chiefs in their palaces and you're discussing this, and you're surely going to get members from both parties in attendance. So it is not about just talking to members of your party, but sometimes we also interact with members of our party in various polling stations, various electoral areas. We do so.
The people in your constituency, do they support e-levy?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, yes.
No, it's not you concerned.
No, the people there, yes, the people, from what I hear, they do. They support it. Because it depends on how you...
done a survey of a sort to find out their views?
It depends on how you explain to them, though. The last time I remember, I was part of a meeting in one of my towns, and there was this discussion on Tibet. So the directors from the ministry had come to that town in the hope of commissioning the Tibet. And I had opportunity to address them, explain it to them, and also explain the exceptions to them, and also know the import of the e-levy and what the e-levy is supposed to deliver to us. And indeed, that very town, there is construction of a new road. So I pointed this out to them.
E-levy, actually.
No. As one of the things that are likely to happen if we get the e-levy passed. The roads, internal roads, internal.
But you said that the construction is already happening. So why?
Yes, but we need to do the internal roads also to complement the external road that comes to the house, to the town. And they are appreciative of what government is doing, and they also understand that just about 2 million people plus are paying taxes to develop the country of about 35, 36, 38 million people. And that is not fair, and we could also mobilize adequate resources to provide
with respect, is this not misleading?
Is it misleading?
With the respect, I'll come to that. We know, with all due respect, that it's not possible to have every Ghanaian pay taxes.
Yes,
some are not of the age.
Yes.
Some are actually excluded from tax pay.
Yes.
So if you say that only 2 million out of 30, is it?
Yes.
Is that the population that's supposed to pay taxes?
No. They are paying taxes to cover for 38 million people.
Oh, that's what you mean?
Yes.
Not that.
But in any case, if you look at the distribution, population distribution, you will see that at least with a 38 million people, we expect not less than 16 million to be paying taxes.
No, we are not 38 million. We are 30.8 million.
If it's 30.8,
yes,
and probably that is not accurate. But let's take the conservative figure of 30.8. If we have 30.8, at least we expect something like 13 million, 14 million people to be paying taxes, and we have 2.3 million people paying taxes. Is that adequate? Do you tell me that it is enough for us to be able to rely on only 2.3 million people paying taxes? I'm sure you know that we need to spread the tax net, and this one is not political. All of us from both sides agree that we have to, spread the tax net.
More than 2.3 million people pay taxes because they pay different forms of taxes.
Yes, of course.
You mean direct taxes by this case, not necessarily, because they pay direct taxes throughout all the, if they buy fuel, if they actually get access to all the other,
that is indirect.
Restaurants, yes.
That is indirect, but I'm talking about direct taxes.
Direct taxes, okay.
And even for the indirect taxes, is it spread averagely, or is it equitably spread over? What is wrong in increasing our taxes?
Is the best solution getting more people into the net by introducing indirect taxes? But hold on, let me not get the Honorable Dafian out of this conversation. Just briefly, we'll go to the main point, but since he brought in the fact that his constituents in Asante Achim North are willing.
Yes, they are ready. They are very ready.
I mean, I want to see the survey results that suggest that, but to pay this particular...
But the survey results is not incident in Asante Achim North, is it?
I want to know whether you have done a similar one there.
No, we haven't done the survey there, but from the interactions that I've had with my constituents, I am convinced that they believe in the e-levy to ameliorate most of our difficulties.
Honorable Dafian,
I am unable to speak for the people of Asante Achim.
Yes.
But
of course
I am able to speak for the greater number for the generality of Ghanaians.
Yes.
They are against e-levy. It's intriguing and very fascinating for my brother and his government to today decry the fact that it's actually 2.5. Only 2.5 million people are paying direct tax. This government came to tell Parliament in 2018, 2019, 2020 that they have created millions of jobs in this country. Millions. Not hundreds, not tens, not thousands. Millions. And for doing that, you expect that that number will go to add to the number of persons who pay direct tax. Why is government still quoting 2.5 million people as people who pay tax when they keep coming to Parliament to say that they have created millions of jobs? Where are those people? Why are they not paying tax? Why are they not paying tax?
I don't want to disrupt my brother.
No, yes, I didn't disrupt you. Why are they not paying tax? So it tells you that they haven't done that. They simply haven't created any millions of jobs. Otherwise, those persons would have been captured as paying tax, adding to the 2.5 million number. So that is by the by.
Do you have a response quickly to this?
Just one point. No problem. He spoke a lot.
Okay.
Then two. Today we are being told that without e-levy, we can't do our roads. What about the loans that we have taken as a country, specifically for those roads? Let me speak of 256 million euros. We took it to construct Ashaman to Akosombo and dualize it and make it a multi-lane arterial road.
Okay.
We were told the sword was cut in October 2020 towards the elections. And we're told that the project will last for about 36 months. We are in March 2022. Nothing is happening on that road. That is my road. It hasn't happened. Two, we've taken another loan to do Quorum to Miocho, the Dawenian road.
Yeah.
We told Ghanaians that we'll finish that road project in 18 months. We are in March 2022. Nothing is happening on that road. Meanwhile, the tenure on the loan has begun to run. I'll give you another instance. We've taken another loan to do the Efia Kwanta Hospital. It's been over 3 years. Nothing is happening on that hospital project. So the government will take loans specifically for projects. They will initiate the projects, yet the money has been contracted. Then you come back and say that you need e-levy to do roads. Which roads?
So since we are basically done with the side issue of e-levies, can we move on to the Quorum fights in Parliament?
That is fair.
First. Now,
you wanted to say something. You want to give me a response to what he has said?
Oh, okay, in fairness, because you spoke first, really.
I came to meet you.
Yes, but we're just chit-chatting when you came.
I need you to do this in a minute for me, yes.
First and foremost, he's not citing any source. An approval of loans doesn't constitute...
I have cited sources.
Listen,
I have cited...
I didn't interrupt you.
Yes.
With all due respect to you. And approval of loans doesn't mean disbursement of loans. Have you referred to the date of disbursement and dates of application of such loans? He has not done it. And he doesn't have any interest to do that.
But you are just
in any case,
I am giving you years.
Oh, please. I told you that I will not disrupt you.
Yes, I understand that. But I need you to make this
in
point
my case,
for me. Yeah.
he is talking about roads that go to his area. In my case, you come to Asante Achimov, you will see my town, Jansa, having been tired. Now, as I speak to you, you can go and find out. Tired. Jansa roads, internal roads. You can go to Amantra.
Yes, but since it has been done, why do we need to pay a levy for it?
No, there are others that are waiting. I mean, it cannot be my town alone. There are about 15 other towns.
And with that, e-levy won't do roads in this country.
E-levy will help us do more and do other things. It is not e-levy alone that is going to do roads. Without e-levy, we are doing roads already. You come to us at the judgment of, you will see Agogo Township, 10 kilometers of internal roads under construction. You go to so many of them happening in my
constituency. I can't speak to any of the roads he mentioned. Can you?
I don't come from there. I don't know there, and I'm not a road minister, and I have not visited. I have not visited those
3 years ago.
I am saying that what has been allocated to me has been done. And I'm talking about my constituency. And I want him to come and debunk what I'm saying because it is in my constituency. I will invite you to come and see and come and talk about it.
I want to stay with you because it's important to me.
Yes.
I want to stay with you on this matter of what's happening in Parliament.
Good.
The minority says just playing by the book, and that the Supreme Court gave them a wonderful reminder that quorum is important, and that the minority cannot take a decision for Parliament. That's just what they are doing.
Indeed. That is the position of the law.
Yes.
And the Supreme Court
and you are both lawyers, right?
Yes. The Supreme Court has only just reminded us of that reality. So I have no problem with that. And indeed, I have no problem with the entirety of that ruling because I was also in court for the same reliefs. Indeed, the Supreme Court spoke the way I applied to the Supreme Court. And I told my brother that I was already in court. I will share my application with him tomorrow. For him to know that Supreme Court spoke my language. So I'm very happy.
Okay.
Indeed, if Supreme Court says that we should make sure that we have quorum in taking decisions, that is the position of the law. That is what the Constitution expects. The Supreme Court is only not enacting laws. The Supreme Court is explaining the position of the law to us. And I'm very happy with that. Except that I don't have any justification in supporting people who will not come to Parliament. So I think it's a clarion call on all of us, both minority and majority, to do the needful of coming to Parliament to do parliamentary work. I have been in Parliament every day, and he knows it. And he has been coming every day. So between the two of us, we'll commend each other for coming and doing the job of the country. So I have no business defending people who are not coming to Parliament. I won't do that. So Supreme Court says that come to Parliament in your numbers and take decisions. And that is what it is. Everybody listen to us and being a member of Parliament, you have no business absenting yourself and relaying various excuses.
With permission for
well, if you're absent with permission, that is allowed. That is fine. But it shouldn't be persistent. And what he's talking about is not about one day people are not coming, 2 days people are not coming. The reality of the situation is that we ourselves, we are not coming as is expected of us. And this one, I don't have to debate him in saying that minority or majority. No, all of us, we must be diligent in coming to Parliament to do what is.
Is there a failure of your whip system?
Well, I wouldn't say that. The whips are doing very well. In recent times, for MPP side, we have been conducting our elections, and I guess most of the MPs are very much interested in the outcome of the elections, and most of them are in their constituencies. So
you're putting your partisan elections ahead of the
partisan elections
that the people have elected to go and do in Parliament, for which we pay you.
The partisan elections are over a short period of time.
Yes.
So even every now and again, some of them that are conducting the elections at that time will go and supervise or contribute or do something. But they are expected to come back. Me, I was there over the weekend. I came back on a Monday, preparing myself for the Tuesday assignment. I have no business defending people who are truants for the parliamentary work. I will not do that.
Taken, isn't it?
I will not do that.
No, because it's my senior in the law. I was behind him in the faculty. And we are
brothers.
Yes, and we are brothers.
Okay, interesting.
Are we not?
We are. Yeah.
I get the point.
On so many levels. So I appreciate its understanding.
I'm a very principled person, and he knows that.
And he knows the work we do. Look, sometimes when it comes to bills, even yesterday, let me cite this. Yesterday, ask him. The AG brought a very important business of government. That is passing the plea bargaining bill into an act of parliament as part of our reforms in our criminal justice delivery system. Ask him. We're less than 20. I could have raised quorum.
Why didn't you raise it?
Yes, we're less than 20.
You should have raised it.
You understand? So it is
No,
not...
but say,
no, hold on.
The question about why you didn't raise is also interesting to many.
No.
It means you are selective in the
No,
issues.
I'm not selective.
Very
I'm
well.
not selective.
Okay, no, I
want to, that's why I want to make the point that it ought not to appear to persons who are labeling me as quorum merchants, quorum police,
Some people already...
yes. Quorum advocate
enjoy
and
it,
all.
enjoy it, that's all.
Quorum marshal and all that.
Enjoy
that
that.
it appears I raised it to obstruct business of government.
Yeah.
No. Because you see...
But at least you are leaving a legacy.
Yes,
So enjoy it.
the optics must be right.
Okay.
Particularly coming out after the Supreme Court pronouncement.
I see.
We've been silent on quorum. We carry on with business. But when the Supreme Court has brought this matter to bear and it's engaged...
To be honest with you,
Yes.
if we are silent on quorum, that is also not good on us.
But
we should be seen.
But I speak
we
in
should
contest.
be seen.
I speak in contest.
If you
That's the
could
point
make the
I'm
point
making.
quickly.
I speak in
Yes,
contest.
yeah.
So we call quorum an order 48 business. He knows. There's a provisional and standing orders, which is contained in order 48, which is about quorum. So once a member says we are in an order 48 circumstance or situation, we all know what that means. The bell will be rung and members will come. But I am saying that ex post facto Supreme Court decision, going forward, optics must be good from Parliament, that we have members to take decisions.
Okay.
So when you see the mood of the House, the numbers are staggeringly low, and we are carrying on business, you are sending a certain signal, not only the Supreme Court judges or the court, but to the public that it appears we are not abiding by the recent decision. And the decision is of recent nature, so it's of currency.
Okay.
So people are monitoring conduct of Parliament.
Yeah.
So it's important.
Especially when some of you had problems with sections of the decision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you want to bring that to bear on business of the House, that, hey, we have been called to order, so to speak. We are awake. We've been awoken. Perhaps we're in slumber. We've been awoken by the court that you must take quorum and quorate matters importantly, because decisions that the House takes they have a bearing on legalities.
So there's no partisan interest behind this?
No, at all. Otherwise,
there's no shadow boxing of the Supreme Court on this matter?
No. Otherwise, when government brought the business...
You see, I'm not fighting him on quorum.
Yeah, but for a second, I'll come to you on this. Yeah.
So otherwise, I would have said yesterday that we didn't have quorum to go into consideration of the plea bargaining bill, and therefore the House should adjourn. But I would have been wasting precious business and time of Parliament and of government, because the Deputy Attorney General had been coming to the House, spending her precious time just for us, we could do this. So it's a balancing act. Earlier in the day, I drew the House attention to
today too.
No, not today.
Okay, yesterday,
I speak of yesterday.
Yeah.
So earlier in the day, I raised the matter. I brought the House attention to it. There's been some discussions. We've conducted some other business. But when members, for some reasons, have departed from the chamber, I ought not to get up and do that again. I thought that I had done enough for the day.
Okay.
And so other government businesses, as important as passage of a bill into a law, should be carried out. And that for me, let me say this, it's become a speciality of a select few of us who have taken interest in that aspect of that part of parliamentary business. But it doesn't mean that other members, including new members, shouldn't stay and also learn.
And learn, yes.
Because even though we are lawyers before we entered Parliament,
Yes, we were not drafters.
Drafting is also even if you did drafting in law school, it is drafting, legislative drafting in Parliament.
You've done an advanced legal course in drafting.
Thank you. But it's still a special area that we polish every time.
Okay.
You understand? So there's something we call apprenticeship. You need to apprentice under seniors to be able to master it. It's a special skill.
Okay.
Not every lawyer or every legislator has it.
Or is interested.
Or is interested. But it's important that you apply yourself.
Okay.
to the rudiments of lawmaking. It's, in fact, it's arguably the most core function.
Honorable Piakobi.
Yes, sir.
At the core of it, he says it's a legitimate call to draw your attention to the quorum issues.
Yes,
on two different occasions.
I share his opinion.
But that's what it said.
But on two different occasions, because of the issues to do with quorum, you couldn't pass a loan that would have helped this nation.
Right. And I share
on four different occasions, but he has extended the timing for it.
I share his opinion. Yeah. And I'm also very worried about that situation.
The quorum situation.
Yes, and indeed, we should be advised by the decision of the court that if we were not even mindful of presenting ourselves in Parliament for the business of the day, now the court is telling us that it is important for us to be there to be able to take decisions.
You do not question the motive behind the decision to choose when to raise quorum issues. You don't question it.
No, I don't. When there is no quorum, there's no quorum. So if he raises it, why should I, worry him? I will not.
Even if laws cannot be passed.
Even if laws cannot be passed, what I would rather be interested in doing is that, inform my part of the House to come and let's have a business of the day done. Indeed, all of us should address our mind to the need for us to be in Parliament to do the job, because we are there to do that job.
Is he promoting the interest of the country by doing that?
By
raising the quorum questions, is he promoting the interest of the country?
He's promoting the interest of the country, and indeed promoting the interest of Parliament, and indeed also promoting the interest of members.
So who is not really doing the interest of the country? The person
those who are not coming.
Yeah.
Yes, you have been elected to come and serve in the Parliament of Ghana, and you decide not to come to Parliament when you are needed, mostly sometimes without any excuse. And indeed, it cannot be the case that only a few of us will always be there and so many of us will always not be there. In fact, we are showing...
If I've recently been analyzing the votes and proceedings, and it appears that the chunk of the time when people are absent is without permission.
Well, I don't know. I don't have that data.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying, if you have done that, fine. We should inform us also. I have a statement upcoming addressing what we are discussing. I want us as members of Parliament to discuss that. I have captioned it, let us enjoy and appreciate the specific 8th Parliament that we have, the unique nature of the 8th Parliament.
Okay.
The 8th Parliament is unique. We should hand over to posterity a legacy that they will enjoy and that they will be proud of. Not a legacy of conflict always on the floor of Parliament. We have to work as statesmen, not as partisan politicians or only pursuing partisan agenda. I detest that. And again,
but those of you who have not been coming to Parliament, you can't be statesmen.
No. What I'm saying is that I am saying that those who are not coming, they should come. I am not guilty.
Yes. So no, I'm not saying that. Yes, but your side is mostly without it.
Well, I'm not going to call names, but it is important for all of us to realize that our job is to come to Parliament and do business. So those who are not coming to Parliament.
Are these issues you have raised on the floor of Parliament and drawn the Speaker's attention that your side is consistently unable to pull up the numbers to do the work?
No. You cannot say my side because it affects both sides. All of us are, in fact, mostly the Parliament itself is guilty of absenteeism.
Most of the time when
the minority we have been.
No. Most of the time when national attention has been drawn to this matter.
We have been.
The side of the minority has been in the majority at the time.
All of us are guilty, except that they have been raising the issues of quorum. But all of us are guilty. Anytime he raises quorum, if they are there in their numbers, we won't have issues of quorum. So quorum does not affect one side.
I thought we don't make a decisional quorum.
If
we don't cross 138.
If at least 130 of them are in the House, meaning that minority side is fully represented, at least we will get the 8 from my majority side.
So
for him to be able to...
But sometimes you don't even get the 8.
Wait a minute. For him to be able... Oh, no, that is not being fair. I mean,
really?
I don't like propaganda.
No, I'm not doing propaganda.
No, but I mean, has there ever been a time where you couldn't match up 8 members?
Sometimes. Oh, that is not true.
Really?
Sometimes. You only have the leadership about 3 of them.
That is not true. How about me?
Oh, yes, sometimes.
He's then subjecting you to street proof. When has this ever happened?
No. Wait a minute.
So, first, what I'm saying, I need him to tell me when.
If they also come in their numbers, we will have issues of quorum.
So you're not disputing the matter of you being abysmally low in attendance.
I'm saying that both sides of the house have been low on
But does it not impinge on you, those of you on the majority
it impinge
side?
on both of us.
Your business is government business. You are there to promote that.
And
so
what is
how
their
come
business?
you don't
And
deliver on that?
What is their business?
To check on you.
To check on us alone.
Not
Their
that
business
alone,
is also to promote government
of
business. Because that house is the house of parliament. And parliament has a responsibility given to us under the constitution. Constitution didn't give an assignment only to one side of parliament. It's for all of us. So the issue of quorum, both of sides are guilty. So let's call a spade. And let's convince our people to come to parliament to do parliamentary job. For me, politicizing it is neither here nor there. All of us are guilty. And if they were not guilty, we wouldn't have these challenges with quorum. All of us. But the advice must go to all of us as a house, that we must be mindful of the expectations of the public.
What happens to people who consistently stay out of parliament?
Well, the rules are there. The rules say that you absent yourself for 15 continuous sittings, and
there's a
you don't have
no justification.
Yes,
then
you see, some of the times that is there to protect people who would be absent with permission, or will be absent genuinely, because sometimes you may not understand why that person is.
You actually relate to the.
No.
You see,
it may happen that, for example, you are going to Kumasi, you are involved in an accident, and you are in coma, you don't know where you are, and all that kind of thing. Where is your mandate, or where is your power, where is your capacity to seek permission? So the law is made flexible so that we can take care of situations like that. But that should not also be abused, so that people will just absent themselves, knowing that you will go to privileges if that condition catches up with you. You go to privileges to come and concord some kind of excuse. You see, it is not right for us to commit the crime or commit the sin, for us to want to find a justification for it. So for me, I'm not defending anybody. The crux of the matter is that we have been elected to come to parliament, and parliament, we must come and do parliamentary job. Finish.
Okay, it's still on our front here. Honorable Afiamepo, the accusation that this is being raised by the NDC, particularly because it's hardly being raised by the NPP side. This is being raised by the NDC because you have the picture in your mind. You want to portray government as not being serious, as not serious with government business.
No.
As not being interested.
No, they are not portraying government as not being serious. They are portraying members of parliament as not being serious, not government. Government doesn't come to parliament.
But government's work is in parliament too.
Government work is. We are frustrating government work by not showing up in our numbers to prosecute government agenda. So I don't want us to politicize it.
I'm not politicizing
put it on one side or the other.
Sorry,
there is no politics in this.
If you understand me properly, I'm saying that this accusation is going straight to those on your side. The accusation is that
we
just
can
like
leave that one out. The accusation is coming from members of parliament.
Now you are accusing yourself.
Of course. Otherwise, nobody has a mandate to accuse us of not being present. It is only a member of parliament who can raise that quorum issue.
But if you don't raise it on the floor, I see you have not gotten on the floor and complain about why you're.
Yeah, but is he not a member of parliament? No. When we are in parliament, we act as parliament as one. So whoever is working or saying anything, he's saying it in his capacity.
Except that those capacities have never fallen on you. That's why my problem really
Allow the man to ask the question.
Yes.
Okay. But you've had your time.
If my man,
I need to bring you into this conversation so that you answer that question for me.
If my man raises the issue of quorum, it is still parliament that has raised the issue.
I get
I do, it's still parliament that has.
But you hardly do that.
Yes, that doesn't mean I cannot do.
If I did,
that doesn't mean.
That's the point I'm trying to raise here.
Correct. That doesn't mean that I cannot do.
You don't.
But if he is on his feet raising quorum, what business do I have doing the same thing?
But do you support him?
Of course. Since I've been here, I've always told you that.
No, I'm saying that, do you support him in parliament when he does those things? Do you clearly come out to say that this is true? We cannot continue doing this.
When he raises the issue of quorum, it doesn't require any concurrence.
Okay.
For me to come and say that I support him or I concur to his reason of quorum. It is for the speaker to take a decision whether or not what he's saying is correct or right. So when he raises the quorum and we are struggling with quorum, speaker makes a determination and we will take a decision.
On your level, I'll come to you quickly. On your level as majority.
You haven't come to me in the past 10 minutes.
Yes, because it's interesting.
Because I'm speaking for both of us.
Yes. It's a very united front in parliament right now. The question, has this matter come up at your caucus meetings?
Yes, it has. And our leaders are always admonishing us that absenteeism is bad. And I support them, and I always speak to that. And I'm speaking to that now. And I'm saying that we cannot have any justification in upholding the fact that we are not have not come to Parliament and other people must come and do parliamentary work.
But most of you don't say it as loud as you are saying it.
I'm saying it.
Most of you only narrow it down.
Don't I represent the most?
MP.
No,
that's the only person people narrow down.
Don't I represent the most? I represent all of them.
Interesting. No, but the question I'm asking is, why is it that you narrow down on Dome Kwabena MP Sarah Joa Safo? And recently, even the whip, the majority chief whip, was very, what they call it, hard-hitting.
Maybe he has some information that I don't have. Maybe he has some information that I don't have. And I will not do same because I'm not privy to the information that probably he has.
Are you worried she's not coming to Parliament?
I'm worried, of course. Naturally, I will be worried. But I don't understand.
Have you reached out to her?
I don't understand her circumstances. I don't have any means of reaching out to her. So I don't understand why she's not coming to Parliament. And I will not make a pronouncement in a vacuum until I'm seized with the right information and analyze the information to see where guilt may lie. Then I may make a pronouncement. But for now,
have you been briefed as a caucus why she's not coming to Parliament?
Not as a caucus. That is why I'm saying that if our leadership has some kind of information that I don't have as a person, I cannot pronounce her guilty or otherwise or anything.
Are you worried about how
I'm worried
some of your colleagues are taking her on?
Well, I am worried about how the perception that people have. But I am also worried about the fact that there is lack of information on her absence. And I'm also worried about the fact that her absence is disturbing.
Okay, now that's interesting. Now, Honorable Roxanne, I was asking this question. Do you get worried when the claim is made like the NDC is deliberately doing some of these things so to forestall government business?
I have debunked that.
Yes,
but I get worried.
Yes.
But the issue is that we don't do that deliberately. Indeed, now...
They say this is an extension of your behavior towards e-levy.
No, at all. At all.
So tell everybody that you will pass it, you support us.
No. But I'm not saying I'm passing. The issue is not about passing e-levy.
Yes, that's not the question I asked.
The issue,
with respect,
the critical issue now is that there's a Supreme Court, there's a fundamental pronouncement on the matter. Going forward, do we continue to ignore the effect and consequence of those pronouncements? No. On decision-making that has legal consequences? No. On decision-making that has legislative consequences? No. And so it's my duty as an officer of the court and as a member of parliament that...
Decision-making that has economic consequences.
Thank you.
That's the question I was coming to ask.
So as an officer of the court, who is a member of parliament...
As an officer of what court?
Of
parliament or of court?
No, as an officer of the court.
The man is confused.
He's a lawyer.
No, but we are not in court.
No. But I have a duty at all times. Yes. My brother, you are my senior at the bar. I have a duty at all times. No. I have a duty at all times.
Yes.
As a lawyer, wherever I find myself in public service, first, to uphold the ethics of the law and the law. First of all, that is why a conduct even outside of your professional work can still attract disciplinary measures at the General Legal Council.
That's interesting.
So, yes. So, as an officer of the court and a sitting member of parliament, when I detect that there's no quorum in parliament or we don't have the decisions are not based on quorum, I need to raise it. That's one.
I don't fault you.
Yes.
Sorry, but let me make the point.
Yes. I need to raise it. Then two, it's also not correct that when we are in parliament, we don't have private business and government and public business or government business. That is why we have leader of government business on their side.
Yeah.
So it behoves on your side, leading government business, to exhibit that you are committed to conducting government business every day that parliament sits. That fact must be made. So when we detect that you who are supposed to be in charge of government business, you are exhibiting nonchalance towards conducting government business, it's my duty to draw attention to that and to wake you up. So when there's no quorum, I'll let you know that there's no quorum for us to make decisions, even to proceed. And indeed, I submit here today that when the Supreme Court suggests that Parliament, there are times that we don't.
They didn't suggest they ruled.
Yes.
Order.
They decided that when there are situations that we don't take decisions, I, in all humility, disagree. Because Parliament, we take decisions all the time. All the time. Even to adopt our votes and proceedings. It's a decision that we take.
Okay.
See, the fact that we take decisions
Yes.
wrongly doesn't justify it.
No, it's not about wrong decision. I'm saying.
I want to. I know what
I'm
objection are you raising there? I'm not sure.
I'm saying.
I'm raising the objection that I'm with him when he says that we need to be in the house to take decisions. But I am not with him when he says that one side of the house ought to demonstrate that commitment and leaving the other side. We are one house.
No, yeah, we are one house. But no,
all of us must show that commitment.
It's an argument in context.
Well,
because by our constitutional architecture, by our design, we have described one half of the house as being in charge of government business.
Okay.
Which has produced a leader of government business. All right? So by that understanding and philosophy and parliamentary jurisprudence,
you see, that is where I disagree with my brother.
Just make the point quickly. I beg you, so that he'll finish the point.
So it is important that the house that is mandated in law to lead government business show arguably, for want of a better expression, more commitment. That's all I'm saying. If I'm in charge, if I'm empowered to lead government business, I am to demonstrate commitment, full commitment.
With the minister that's in charge of that particular.
Yes.
That's even more interesting.
Thank you.
Yes, if you allow me.
Thank you.
What I don't agree with him is the fact that...
Are you done?
No, I'm not done.
Yes, do wrap up in 2 minutes from now.
No, if you limit me like that, the man has had like 10 minutes.
No, my time is what I'm looking at.
Yeah. So I am saying that they are in charge of government business. He suggests that if the minority is able to marshal its numbers,
it will make up for the...
Yes, I agree. Yeah. But it is also the fact that the minority have for a long time been marshalling our numbers into the chamber.
And we are still not getting the quorum.
Thank you. Because you are besieged with a lot of other responsibilities. I agree. As people in government, I agree. But give us some numbers to be able to work with. We are not getting those requisite numbers.
Is it affecting, let me ask this question here.
Yes.
Is it affecting the things you have to do in Parliament? General, I'm not of the loans,
yes,
but generally, is it affecting the things you have to do in Parliament?
Exactly. Anytime Parliament sits, there's an economic burden. Yeah. Anytime. Just any of the organs, when the courts are sitting or don't sit for some reason, it occasions an economic loss.
So they are causing financial loss this day?
Well, technically speaking, if for some reason Parliament is not able to work, to function on a particular day, for reasons akin to say, for lack of quorum.
You have a constitution here?
Yes, I have a constitution.
Let me refer him to Article 41G or
yes,
G or H.
No.
You know what to do if we are causing financial loss.
No, it's a suggestion. Yes, a suggestion. But I'm saying.
So I'm just giving you.
No. I'm saying that. So, for instance, when a court is supposed to sit, and for some reason the court doesn't sit, for instance, a clerk doesn't come. Unannounced
by somebody's absence.
Yes, or a registrar doesn't show. You know, a court cannot sit when there's no registrar.
So, Rock, go and look at Article 41.
I am aware of the contents of Article 41.
And then go ahead.
It's a suggestion that I agree with.
Okay, sorry. It says the exercise of enjoyment of rights and freedom is inseparable from the performance of duties and obligations.
No.
It shall be the duty of every citizen
yes,
to protect and preserve public property, and expose and combat misuse and waste of public property.
So go there. You know what to do.
Thank you.
You know what to do. Go there.
So hold on. So in this case, when I'm in Parliament, hold on. So you are not advising me. I'm aware. I'm aware. So that should rather
he knows
that should rather fortify my position.
Yeah.
And debunk the mischief
that you are a quorum police.
Thank you.
Quorum merchant.
Thank you.
So the Constitution enjoins you to do something, What have you elected not to do
But
that?
what I'm doing now is in consonance with the
raising
constitutional provision.
It's raising a matter not
No.
legitimate.
No, he says that
Yes.
we are causing financial loss.
I am not saying that. I am saying it's a suggestion from him,
I said that
from the
it's a
host.
constitutional
And you concurred.
Why shouldn't I concur? and I'm saying that. And I'm saying that.
And I'm also supporting you
Senior,
by
but
showing
hold
you
on.
the direction.
No, but I'm saying my conduct in Parliament this past week is in consonance with the constitutional provision. I am preventing disuse. All right?
Or misuse.
Or abuse.
Or abuse. Okay. Of our time, of our parliamentary time.
Don't bring me a Roxy
Because
and expect us to be fighting.
Because you see, we are allotted time of sitting. That's why in our rules we sit between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Okay.
And so when we have to conduct business outside
Beyond
of sitting
the
time, we extend sitting. In fact, the speaker has to extend time, like extension of time within which to do a legitimate business.
You wanted to react to this, but before that, I have a question. There's a general claim that since A-Levy and the conversation...
No, I wanted to just add something to what he said
very quickly
about
before,
government business. We have a minister in charge of government business.
Parliamentary
affairs
Yes.
and government business.
On your side.
On our side. That doesn't mean that it's the side that has the responsibility to undertake or to promote government business. It's the whole house. Exactly. But he is the leader leading government business.
Exactly. That is why...
So this liability that he wants to put on the majority side as not promoting government business, I want to debunk it.
You won't debunk it. You have to bear that cross square.
Both of us are responsible for promoting government business. Save that the minister is personally, in his capacity as minister for parliamentary affairs, has a responsibility to promote or to champion or to lead government business.
Will you continue raising these quorum issues?
Of course.
Of course.
It's
You will
my
do
right.
it.
It's
Are
my
you not going to take it up too?
Oh, if I find it necessary, why not?
You're not giving me a direct answer about whether or not you want to do it or not.
No, but he has answered you. Whether you like the nature of the answer or not, he has answered you. That's all I called to tell you.
Yeah.
But the point is that the leader of government business will convene as chair of the business committee, will convene and prepare his order paper, which contains the business for the day.
It's not his order paper. It's the order paper of the
house.
committee.
But
the
I
house
speak,
committee.
no, but I speak contextually. Don't be taking matters out of context.
I get you.
If he convenes, if he convenes and produces his order paper, which is business for the day, you, his lieutenants, you who are his lieutenants,
Who are you?
You who are his lieutenants, who he's supposed to marshal so that you can proceed with government business, you abandon him.
No, we are too partisan for my liking.
You understand?
When the committee, the rules committee, when the committee, the house committee,
business
when
committee.
the house business committee comes out with the order paper, it is the committee that has done that, and it is for all of us. And we are all.
I agree.
We are all lieutenants of the committee.
I agree.
So I don't like this.
Honorable member,
there are two questions.
But I am saying that you bear a more onerous responsibility
We are both
as the promoter.
As
the promoter of the business.
Related to the ruling of the court.
Yes.
The standing orders that was struck out by the court, is it going to be reformed? Are you looking at you on the committee of standing orders?
Now, what the court had said, yes, I'm on that committee. What the court has said that we should by regulations give effect to all that they have said. So it behoves on the House to. I think the suggestion was made yesterday that we need to do what we call a committee of the whole to look at some of these terms and either refer the matter to the Standing Orders Committee or to an annual committee to craft some guidelines regarding giving effect and practicalizing. In fact, that's what the language of the court, to practicalize the rights arising out of the decision.
Do you foresee any difficulties at all?
No, there shouldn't be any difficulties.
There shouldn't be.
Okay.
Because as a house, we are the Supreme Court decision becomes a law unless it is set aside or departed from. Even if it's departed from, it's not so pronounced. sometimes we can, those decisions are cited by whichever side.
I have 2 minutes to end this conversation. Yes. For each of you, 1 minute.
You see, you didn't get me to respond to that.
No, you want to respond to this? I thought this was just information you was giving.
No, I want to even add that the rule that says that chairmen of committees are not allowed to vote is also void by operation of the interpretation of 104.
And that is the absurd consequences some of us are pointing to. It's an absurd consequence, you see, because the speaker, as we speak, the speaker is chairman of the...
Loxy, you are my junior brother. You won't let me land.
Oh, but you've landed. You've landed.
Please.
The speaker,
yes.
Quickly, the speaker is the chairman of the Committee of Selection and the Standing Orders Committee. Speaker chairs these two committees. He's not a member of parliament. But he has...
So he can vote?
So he cannot...
No, but he has a casting vote on those two committees
and that,
as chairman.
And again, that is void.
Thank you. So, but that for me is an absurd consequence.
Yes.
Then two, hold on, then two. The first deputy speaker is chairperson of the appointments committee and committee on privileges. He is the chairperson. So he doesn't have an original vote, but he has a casting vote.
Okay.
So that's an inconsistency there.
See?
Then again, the second deputy speaker is chairman of the committee on members holding office of profit.
Okay.
Again, as chairman, he hasn't got an original vote, but he has a casting vote.
So I'm saying that all such situations are void by interpretation of the ruling.
So that's the absurd
Any member of parliament who is presented with the situation of voting at any given time has a right to original vote. That is
okay. Now the further interpretation.
Because my time is up.
The further interpretation I want to place to his understanding is that then it then it means that.
So I'm Supreme Court now.
No, you are not Supreme Court. But you are no. But let me say this quickly. It means that the second deputy speaker, for instance, as chairman of the committee of members holding office of profit, to have original and a casting vote?
No, original vote.
Thank you.
All right.
But originally he has a casting vote.
You see, that is what the Supreme Court is saying.
Honorable Apiakuni, forgive me. Honorable Roxanne Dafia, thank you so much for coming, gentlemen. And that's where we end today's edition of Upfront. Many thanks to you for joining our conversation on the actions in Parliament about quorum and when bills can be passed.